Yeah, you can kind of see, I guess. They got a pretty good log deck up there. Loaders to the right side. If I can hold this in the right spot. Ron said when he went by there, they got the loader and a processor and a skidder. And I don't know, they got a hell of a pile of wood from what I've been able to see. I think they were hauling some off yesterday. Yeah. I guess when you choose not to have your property farmed so that the county screws you on taxes, you cut your timber to pay the taxes. That, I think the couple, well, she's still working back, he just retired. So, and I hate to guess what their taxes are on that after not being in farm deferral. A couple places we've done, they lost their deferral because the previous farmer didn't keep up on things, and we kind of dropped the ball on that too, just because the way the ground is, and I can understand why the last guy did. But 5 acres, the tax bill went up $10,000. Gotta love it. And yeah, no new babies this morning. Sure wish those girls would do something. Bam Bam's group is pretty well in by the looks of it. And if you heard that, that was another tree coming down. Right when I started the video, I could hear them pounding on the wedges. I kind of miss doing that sometimes, but yeah, I'm too fat and old. Although I know some guys that, my age and older, just as fat or fatter, they're still doing it every day. Yeah, at least they were. Hell, some of them are dead now. Oh well. At any rate, sun's up. Kind of some light clouds this morning. I don't know. But according to my app on my phone, we're 90% rain tomorrow. And Friday and Saturday. And yeah. I was really seriously thinking about getting that thing out of the yard today, and I just don't know where to go scratch stuff up because we got a field right next to that one, right side of the road, so right across from that one. I can just see a little bit of it from right here. And at the top of that road, we got another one. Well, they're logging there too. I already showed that. I showed that in the video when these guys moved in up here. And otherwise, I got up that direction. That one, we pretty well have to close the road to move the disc up it. People get really pissed off when there's 2 miles of road that they can't travel on. And they get more pissed when they meet me in the middle of it and find out that they have to back all the way up the hill. And I got another one over here. But it's part of the steepest shit we're going to do. And I'm 99% sure that the hill on that's not dry enough to be able to pull that disc, especially with 4 bulb tires. But this tractor actually pulls better than the 5288 because it's got the front wheel assist. So I don't know. We'll see. Wish they'd tell me how much it's going to rain, because that would make a big difference. Because some of these 90% days and 100% days, I mean, woohoo, we got one 5-minute shower that got the ground wet, and 10 minutes later it was dry. Yeah, decisions. Well, at least we're not like Prairie Sunset Ranch in Manitoba, where they don't have a dry spot because they're flooded. And I see there's a bunch of places in North Dakota that are flooded too. Yeah, I feel for them. We've lived through some floods here. I mean, we've never had water up here in the yard here, other than, rivers flowing through. But when I lived in town, the town I was in, town didn't flood, but a lot of houses around it, a lot of places around it did. And another one in 96 and then in 07 again. City of Vernonia, Oregon. It's in the Coast Range, where 2 rivers meet. When they got 3 or 4 feet of snow, and then it rains 10 inches overnight and warms up, and you know, the hills above them had 10 to 12 feet of snow, they flood. 96, oh, that's a 1,000-year flood. 07, it happened again, but gee, maybe it wasn't a 1,000-year flood. Always get the right tool for the job. Should work. Then you hand it to her. Then you get out of the way. Just checking stuff over. She finished greasing the front end. Yeah, she did. Look at that. Look at that. Look, get some. Ah! And her knee just killed her. Frickin' hose. She decided it had a dribble. Yeah, it's right behind there. I got about another, not quite one flat on it, tighter. Or about a flat. Got till I couldn't get the wrench, and then I think it's tight enough. I hope so. So she's just checking stuff. She noticed we had bottom of the oil pants wet, well, full of shit. So yeah, clean her off and put a wrench to it. Pan hasn't been off since, God, I don't know. When the hell did we changed the piston and put new rings and bearings in it? Probably 4,000 hours ago anyway. It's not like she ain't out in the shit when she's running. She's either pulling a disc and pulling her guts out, or spreading shit, or cutting hay. All spreading shit, she ain't running that hard, but pulling a disc, she pulls her guts out, and cutting hay, we use every last pony in her. So, you know, she can have a little dribble or two here and there, and we'll take care of it. Then she's going to have to figure out what size socket and ratchet she needs. I'm reasonably sure it should be 9/16 if I remember correctly, but, you know, like I said, it's been 4,000 hours ago I put that pan back on. At least that. Maybe longer. Hell, I don't know. I just know that try to kill it, and it's still here. This was actually going to get replaced probably 10 years ago. That never happened. I was going to find something a few years newer. It's an 82. I figured to find something a few years newer with front wheel assist. But then you run into the issue, you know, either that or articulated, but then you run into the issue of we still need it to cut hay. Kind of like the white case, that one, it was kind of scheduled for replacement because of a few issues it has, but it'll run 1,000 or 540 PTO, and we got to have something for the little baler. And it has run the big baler before. Not near as good as a 3394, but it has. Anyway, that's enough bullshit for now. I'll find her a wrench. Somebody mentioned, hey, is it due for an oil change? Not quite. Time-wise, by the calendar, yeah, most people would say, oh my God, you're so far overdue. Hour-wise, for the tractor, we're not. We go 250 hours, and it's at 200 on the money. And the oil looks good, so I'm not worried about it. But here's why we clean these things off once in a while. Look at all that good stuff. I'm thinking it might have to go out and get the pressure washer took to it. It's going to be a lot easier than trying to clean it up in here. And we try to keep them sealed up about as good as we can. There's a old chunk of floor mat that fits over all that. And then the cover. But you still get it full of shit. And sometimes...
Right in there's a little part.
Yeah.
Because you can't get into
Just
that.
complaining about what's in the axle tube, and there ain't nothing you can do about that shit other than just blast what you can. But doesn't matter how you do it, these suckers get full of shit. And when you work it in enough dust, and then it gets damp, the air doesn't even have to rain, just the air gets damp. I've had them where they've been full of dust clear over the terminals, and everything's fine. Humidity goes up for a few days. That all draws moisture, even though it's as sealed up as you can get it without actually sealing it. And yeah, you got dead batteries. Clean them off, charge them up, and they're fine. They got one thing I don't like, and I'm not sure why it's the lid's been hitting that, and I don't know why it's not down where it belongs. I have to look into that, I guess, or wrap a better piece of hose around that, because that's a hot wire. We don't need that short down. That looks a little bit better. At least it ain't rubbing anywhere now except for up here. Yeah, I think that's just too freaking short. And I honestly don't even remember where the battery box was on this thing. I made that one probably not long after we got the tractor. Because, no offense, but most factory battery boxes freaking suck. They're usually in the wrong damn place. And whatever else. This one kind of got remade. Cheap and easy. Drilled and tapped holes and stuck bolts in here just because batteries we had in here at one time were a little taller, so that set it up higher. And we just haven't taken them back out. I mean, it can drop back down except for that cable. And I know why that cable's a little short. Optimus, the terminals are more toward the center, so you know, the first ones we had in there probably had a lot more room. And we had to notch it here to clear the ground. And yep, that's our rusty, crusty ground, but if I take that apart, it's probably all clean on the inside because that was polished good, dielectric grease on it, and tightened up good. And yes, this one has a cutoff off of a 79 Freightliner. It works. There's one reason we use Optimus. That was a blem, which meant for some reason it was taken back to the distributor. And they checked it out, decided it was okay. And yeah, back then, that battery cost us like 20 bucks. New ones were like 120. Because the company wrote it off. It was returned. Warranty was paid. It was done. So that's 1205. I checked it 8 of 18. Because we had issues. That's still in here. Its partner left. This one was new. February of 13. So hey. You know, and this thing set all winter, and when I hit the key, it fired right up. That's why we use them. But that's all cleaned up now. I'll let those dry before we put them back on.
No, go take a splint off the calf.
Go find, oh yeah, we're going to go play with that calf with the splint on his leg. Well, he laid down too soon, but he was walking pretty good on it, so hopefully he'll be fine. In the meantime, this other cow, I can hear her outside. Yeah. Still a pneumonia year. And she was treated before she calved. Well, now she's mad because she's in here, but we're going to get a temp and listen to her lungs. And most likely, she'll get her some LA 300 and go right back out. But we just got to get her in the lockups. There you go, change of pace. We're up at Tyler and Maury's. Becky and Tyre feeding some carrots. The bull is down in the bottom down there. I think catch him kind of in the middle of the screen, hiding behind the board. And there's one of the cow and calf bears. So we're delivering Mother's Day stuff today while we had a chance. So from here we're going to go to Becky's folks and get that one done too. And by then, that day will be over. But nice day so far.